Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay. Well, I had a strange day because I had insomnia. So I couldn't go to sleep for the life of me. Finally, I thought, well, I'll get up for a few hours. I'll pack up some junk in the house and I'll take it to the thrift store. We'll go into that later. So no sleep. I laid there for like a few hours awake. And then just about the time I started to sleep, I thought, you have to get up or you're not sleeping tonight. This video is 2 easy ways to stockpile food for 1 year that don't cost much. So you might be thinking, the cost of food is too high. I can't hardly get enough food for now. So we're going to go into that. And then I want to make some Salvation Army donuts. Okay, at the 7-Eleven I go to, one donut is $2. Today I went to McDonald's. Okay, not too long ago, a Diet Coke or an iced tea was $1. Then it was $1.69, which was not too bad. Then about 2 days ago, it was $2.70, which was bad. And so what I'm doing is I'm drinking tea because I'm trying not to drink Diet Coke. I drank one today. And then, so today I went to get an iced tea. Here it is. One thing about iced tea does not go flat. Now, for one iced tea large is $3.23. All right, I want to make a small batch of donuts. I don't want to pay $2. I don't want to pay $3.23 for an iced tea either, but I don't want to drink Diet Coke. I was very fortunate to get off of it. I thought if I drank maybe a half of one, I could sleep, but it wasn't that kind of insomnia. It was the bad one. This has been going on for a while. So I had a good doctor. Okay, 1 cup flour. So we'll see how many donuts this makes, and we'll see how much this costs. Okay, so I'm making 1/5 of a batch. Here is 1 cup flour. I want to mix all of the dry ingredients. Walmart. Flour usually goes on sale around Christmas. Okay, 1/5 of 2 cups is 3.2 tablespoons, so I just made it a 1/4 cup sugar. So at some point I bought this sugar. I bought quite a few of these. I bought about 6 of these. So I just want to use this up. I think the Hawaiian cane sugar is a little better, but this stuff was a little cheaper. So I am going to add a 1/4 cup, and then I'm going to add 2 extra teaspoons because I don't think they're going to be sweet enough. So that's about 6 tablespoons of sugar. Then I'm adding 1/2 tablespoon baking powder. Okay, I'm lucky I have, this thing is a 1/2 tablespoon, so it's 1 1/2. So when I reduced it down, it came to about 1 teaspoon, but I'm going to use 1 1/2, I want to make sure my donuts rise. So I'm heating some oil, just some regular vegetable oil. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon salt. You do need salt to balance out this sweet dough. I'm kind of learned from my fry bread. If you guys have been watching me, you know that I was making fried bread for a while. So if you guys have been in the grocery store, like today is the food pantry, And the grocery store is so expensive. I would think I'm gonna have 1 egg. I reduced the milk a little bit so I could add the whole egg. So I want to add the wet ingredients to the dry. I'm going to make these kind of like the fry breads, and we'll see what happens. And then 1/2 cup milk. So this is powdered milk that I mixed up, 2 cups. I had this powdered milk. This is the best one. This is expensive, 2 pounds for $14, Walmart, but it has a long expiration date, February 2025. So as I use one up, I like to buy a couple. So I'm gonna just go for 1/2 cup of powdered milk. What I can also do to save money is buy my milk marked down and then freeze it. That's another thing. Okay, I'm going to add this little by little because, you know, I reduced the recipe by 1/5. So it might be a little bit off, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I've made this recipe before, so I kind of know what I'm doing. I have it in mind, you know, if there's a flour shortage, you see how expensive the bread and they told us sweet treats were going to go up. And they said that cola drinks and soda pop would go up, but also a lot of it has to do with the changing preferences of the public. So have you noticed that the soda section is small and the sparkling drink section is huge? So I guess maybe people are buying, I mean, not everybody is like me. Okay, I'm just wetting the dough to create a soft dough. When it's soft, it will form, when it's how it's supposed to be, it'll form into a nice soft. See how part of it is soft? So I want to pour my milk onto the part that's still floury. This is a pretty much the way I make. I think tomorrow I'm going to make some biscuits. So you can already see this is a liberal portion of dough. Think about the donuts you buy. See how it's forming a soft dough? If it's, okay, so I had a little left, so that is fine. I don't want my dough too wet. Okay, so then I just want to put some flour on my board. I'm going to take this off so it doesn't get too hot. So this is also the way I kind of make fry bread, if you guys have seen me. I will get better at this. Okay, so the price of flour is going up. We know that. So I've had it in mind for a long time to make cookies and like donuts, 3 for $1, not 1 for $2, or, you know, even the cookies. I can make giant cookies pretty cheap with 1/4 cup cookie dough. Probably that would be about the right proportion of donut dough too. Okay. So this dough is really, really soft, but that's okay. Let me taste a little piece of the dough and see if it's sweet enough. Okay. So I'm going to start out with, I also have a good recipe for apple fritters. One of my favorite recipes is apple fruit cake by Julia Childs. Eventually, I'm going to put all my good recipes like my banana cupcakes, the fried bread. That's too much. Just knock it off if you get too much. You can just keep your excess flour in a little bowl for the next time you need flour. Okay, now it's starting to come. Okay, so this is looking good. Let me show you. Okay, see how this is just a nice soft dough? It's not too soft, but it's soft, not sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat it out. You can roll it, but for a little batch like this, you don't really need to. And then I don't have any donut cutters yet, so like on biscuits, like on anything, it's good to keep your hands out of it so you don't get your dough hot, like pastry. The less you handle it, probably the better off. Okay, so I'll move this back on here and I'll start out with the donut holes. So 1, 2, 3. And when you buy the donuts, you don't get any donut holes with it. You know your donuts had holes. What happened to the holes? Well, you got to pay extra for that. So we used to like to eat donuts every Sunday. And it was no kind of hassle, no worried about sanitation, none of that. My dad used to get a, oh wait, I'll start with the donut holes. Let's see. Okay, good thing I did. The oil's not quite hot enough. No wasting. Okay, there was 3. Oh. There was 3 holes. The dough is really soft. You can make it a little bit stiffer if you want. And then I have a little bit of cinnamon and sugar left, so I want to use that. When this starts frying, so for eating your cereal, this Walmart whole milk is really good for that. Okay, so now back to the topic. I want to talk just real quick about a prudent reserve. I had a little discussion on that before, but there's more stuff. A prudent reserve is a reserve of funds, so think about it as money or food, set aside to cover unexpected expenses, emergencies, or periods of financial instability. Acts as a safety net. Okay, there are stories of husbands who had money and their wives didn't know about it, and trouble came, and fortunately they had saved this money and really kind of saved the family from disaster. A prudent reserve of food, short term, would be 1 to 2 weeks. Natural, so for 1 to 2 weeks, that would include natural disasters. Uh-oh, this dough is soft. That's okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I need my spatula. It's hard to do this and cook at the same time. Okay, natural disaster, power outage. Okay, could any of that stuff happen? Yeah, it could happen easily. Oh. They're looking good, that's for sure. All right, short-term disruptions, canned goods. So think about that kind of disaster. Canned goods. Oh no, it's sticking. Okay. Cereal and bottled water. That's easy enough to do. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay, these aren't the most beautiful pancakes, donuts, but I'm sure they're going to taste very yummy. Okay, now what did I do? Okay. So we have the prudent reserve to 1 to 2 weeks. Medium term reserve, 1 to 3 months. Economic hardships, supply chain issues. For that, we want non-perishable items like dry goods, beans, rice, and pasta, frozen food, and plan to replenish food. So like, how are we going to get some more food? We need a plan for that. Okay, now, I think I'll drain it in my screen since I don't know what I did with my, oh, I know what I did with it, I think. Here. All right. So that's the medium term, 1 to 3 months. Long term, 6 months to a year or more, is a major crisis, prolonged economic downturn, a global disruption, bulk grains, legumes, freeze-dried food, and seeds for gardening. So what I'm going to talk about is long term. In just 1 minute. This is hard to do at the same time. Okay, these are looking pretty good, considering how soft and unreasonable my dough was. These will get much better as you get better at making them. And they're much cheaper, and they taste really good left over and with tea. All right, now this time I'll make my dough a little firmer so we don't have those problems. Okay, so that's the prudent reserve. Think of food storage as a good way to save your life if something bad happens. What we've seen is one of the acts of war in recent times is no food for the population. We've seen that. Could we see that again? Maybe. Okay, that's the cinnamon and sugar. We want to take heed if we're sent warnings to evacuate. It's going to be so much better if we have food. So for this little bit of dough, I think I'm going to come up with 4 donuts. And then the donut holes. Okay, let me put this one in. So actually the easiest part of this is coming up, how to do this. So that's just mostly sugar. So 2 of the really unreasonably priced items that I saw this week were the beverages. And I would say it's probably because the consumption is down. People are not eating out as much because, you know, they don't have the spendable income. And so the restaurants are charging more. That's all there is to that, most likely. Also, though, I suspect that there is some diabolical plot to drive the public, to make the public crabby is the best way I can put it. To make them upset right before the election. Last time I noticed that as soon as the president was elected, all the food came back into the shelves, and all of a sudden we had toilet paper. But prior to that, you know, and everybody was very crabby, and you know, it was an uneasy time. So once I get good at these donuts, the best way to get good at them is to just keep, like, you know, the fry bread, make them, like, say if you have the habit of eating donuts every Sunday, just make donuts every Sunday. They're not going to be as good as, you know, the donut shops, of course not, but they're still going to be, oh, it ended up with quite a few donut holes. All right. All right. Uh-oh. Ow. It's hot. All right. Well, I think my dough was a little bit too soft. I hope it's not raw in the middle, but if it is, I'll eat it anyway. So, so as not to waste your flour, try to, maybe I'll double dip these until I get the flour used up, so as not to waste. Still though, you're saving enough money, you know, $2 each. And these are freshly made. I saw a video one time on YouTube, and this lady and her kids were starving. You know, it was in some South American country. You guys might have seen the videos. It looks like I used up all my sugar. Well, she had a family recipe for donuts, and she started making donuts, and, you know, she was able to support her family. Some of these cookie queens. I think Paula Deen was selling sandwiches at lunchtime or something like that. Okay, so you can cool your, like if times were kind of, like if you don't have much money, you can use less oil. So here we go. This is my second time. They're not that easy. That's why people pay. Okay, I have to let them. So the two really bad prices is the two of them is tea and I'll taste one of these. Tea, soda, and donuts. Frying is the worst, you guys. It's like you guys are in the kitchen with me. So it's 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 3 months, and 6 months to a year. All right. I want to give you the recipe for the five cups if you want to make a lot. And donut frosting is really easy to make, but this recipe was made during the Depression, and they used sugar. I think at the time they were rationing sugar. So that's easy enough. Let me give you the fry bread. So this is just fried bread, and I've made this a lot, but I think tomorrow we'll make biscuits. All right, now, easy ways to stockpile food for 1 year that don't cost much. Number 1, buy 1 can of food each day. So you need 365 cans a year. 2 cans fruit and 2 cans vegetables per week, so 104 cans per year. So you would start out with 2 weeks, so you would need 14 cans, and you would need 4 cans of fruit and 4 cans of vegetables. Your safest and best stockpile ever is cans. I'll eat this best looking one, which was the last one I made. I'm gonna try to make a buttermilk donut. You know, I have all this buttermilk. My dough is a little bit soft, but it's very delicious. So I'm going to show you an example. So this is 1 week of cans and 1 week of meals. Okay, so now store ingredients for 2 meals per day. So it's an emergency. Meal 1 would be cereal and milk. So this size of oatmeal is 2 weeks for 1 person. So that's doable. And then here is the whole milk. This is $14. So at 1 cup a day, that would be 32 servings per container. That's a little light on the milk, but the other one is this big bag of milk from Walmart. I learned this on Feature Man, and it has a long expiration date. So I'm using up all the milk I have. Okay, now I want to talk to you guys about the cans. Okay, if an emergency comes up, you want a can that's going to give you enough food. You don't want to just be willy-nilly picking out your cans. So number 1 thing is chili, and this is a good can of chili, and cornbread. So it's not a joke, it's an emergency, no food, and then you want to stockpile water. Number 2 thing is this can of sausages I got at Dollar Tree. There's a lot of sausages in here. You can put them in baked beans, you can make fried eggs and toast. Pork and beans, okay, so you can make baked beans. So you want to get the big can, so you're not, you know, it's not if, it's kind of like when. 1 can of tamales. I picked these up one time. So what you do is you just pick up 1 a day, or 7 a week, or 2 a week is good. If you get 2 a week, you're gonna have 7, you're gonna have 8 in a month. A Dollar Tree chicken a la king. You can make this on mashed potatoes or toast. That's a good one. And so is that, I have one more. Oh, what did I do? And then I put, oh, the 7th item is 1 can of evaporated milk. You can use that in all kinds of things like making cereal. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only made 5. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I'm a little heavier on the meals. We'll go into that in a minute. Okay, so that's the way you stockpile for the cans. 1 can a day, cereal and milk for breakfast. And so you can go through your stockpile and say, okay, I have a can of tuna, that's a meal. I have some tamales, I have some sausages, I have some chicken a la king, I have some pork and beans, and I have some evaporated milk. Okay, so now with the breakfast, you go, what you can do is you just look on the box, how many servings is in there. and you're looking for 365 servings, and then you're making sure you have powdered milk. And then dinner, 1 meal per 365 days. 1 meal for and how you do it is you come up with 14 meals. And it's easy enough to do. Okay, number 1 is chili. So, I didn't do all 14, but I'll show you. Okay, we have chili mix, and I use stewed tomatoes, and I grind them because I think it gives you a good chili. And then I have some kidney beans and a package of chili mix. And then for this meal, I have some cornbread. So that's 1 meal. So, okay, so for 14 meals, you need, for a month, 14 meals, so you need 2 chilies. And then for a year, you need 26 chilies. You pick meals you like. Okay, the number 2 thing is spaghetti. So I have spaghetti sauce, and then I have spaghetti somewhere, but I didn't take it out. Okay, so chili, I mean, you just, whatever you eat, that's storable. Okay, macaroni and cheese, a box of macaroni and cheese, baked beans. I thought I took another one out, but I guess not. So you just need some pork and beans, and then some cornbread. Okay, 5 lima, pinto, navy, or refried beans with cornbread. 6 beef stew. I guess I didn't take that one out. Oh, I took out mushrooms for the spaghetti. Beef stew, enchiladas. So these are like batches of food. Chicken stew with dumplings. So you make your chicken with chicken stew. The way I make it is I boil my chicken, and I throw a couple bouillon cubes in there, some onions, and whatever vegetables I have, and I boil it to create like a chicken soup. Then you make biscuits, and you cut each biscuit in 4 pieces and throw it on the top, and when it's boiling, and put the lid on until the biscuits. That's going to give you a big meal. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes and corn, hot dogs, rice with milk and sugar. I had that today for lunch. I'll show you in a minute. Ham, scallop potatoes, and peas. So I have these little hams in the freezer or in the stockpile. Tuna casserole. So back to buying good food, so you won't be too. I buy the albacore. I eat the Walmart tuna too, whatever you can afford. Fish fillets, fries, and peas, taco and refried beans, or tacos, quesadillas, or burritos. On this macaroni and cheese, you can have chicken fingers, hot dogs, or fish sticks. And then I have sauerkraut with hot dogs and mashed potatoes. So this week I was able to get 2 bags of potatoes marked down at Ralph's for $1 each. And then I found that I go through about 3 sweet potatoes per week. So let's see. All right, so here is let me give you the whole entire shot of the page. So you come up with 1 meal at a time, whatever's easy. Soup, I like soup with crackers and cheese and homemade peanut butter. I eat that on my third meals. You guys don't see it all the time, but I do eat it. So you can see this. And then, oh, I had 1 can of salmon, and I make salmon balls with potatoes, French fries. And I have a jar of Sloppy Joe mix that I got for 75 cents. So I keep my eye out. I want to take these out because I have something to say there. So this is how you would, it doesn't really take that much space. Okay, what I want to do is I want to do away with glass. I want all my stuff in cans, in packages that are rat and mouse. You know, if I get one, I don't want them in my food. First of all, I'm not likely to get them. I had 2 poison rats out in my backyard. At least I think they're poisoned. Let me tell you, they drove me insane. Okay, now then shopping for ingredients and meals marked down. So think about powdered milk, rice, and cup of noodles. Okay, I would stockpile the kind of top ramens you like I like these. And today I had a small meal, and it was one of these ramen cups. And then I bought one of these Lunchables marked down. So this was a pretty good little meal I had right here. So you're looking for marked down meals. Okay, so I got up super early. I was purging junk. This was my second trip to the thrift store, and boy, I'm glad it's gone too. And I donated junk. And then while I was there, I bought some watches, and I'll show you. And I want to mention curbside. Okay, tonight there are 3 really nice big carpets out by the dumpster. Here, if people are moving and stuff, they just purge stuff. I'm thinking maybe it was my next door neighbor who passed on. You know, the family is just, you just have so much stuff. So, I asked the guy, there was a guy out there, and I go, did you see somebody left a treadmill? And he goes, yeah, I saw that. Okay, so now, I mentioned to you guys the price of soda pop. Today my son bought a Soda Stream from Target, a Soda Stream machine, so you can make your own soda. Mostly they say it's better for like sparkling drinks, but evidently these drinks are becoming, the changing preference of the population make a huge difference in things too. So at Target, these Soda Stream machines were $165 marked down to $60. So we went to the first Target and they were sold out. So we drove to another and there was one left. Okay, so the consumer preferences change. Remember how the public turned on Jell-O? I couldn't believe that. Okay, so now, so today I went marked down shopping, and so what I got was, okay, so some of the most expensive things I got for $1, a bag of apples, a bag of oranges, and a bag of lemons. When I make cottage cheese, and I make cheese or butter, I prefer to use lemon rather than vinegar. So I got 3 bags of fruit for 99 cents. Then I got a bag of hot dogs. I saw these hot dogs were marked down to $2.16, so that means the hot dogs were about 25 cents each. So for lunch I had hot dogs. Now this is a viable meal. I had 3 tablespoons rice, I had milk, and I had sugar. So these are the 2 meals I ate already, and I'm probably going to eat another small meal. So I got the 3 bags fruit, the hot dogs, and then I got 2 snacks. What these snacks are good for, Ralph's has them on sale. I got this one, and then I showed you the other one. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's here. So if you're eating soup, these are good. I bought these before. They only had 2, or else I probably would have bought more. But I don't really want to stock up on too much food, but if I find some, fabulous deal. So the 2 snacks were 72 cents. Next week I want to stock up on over-the-counter medications. We want to get those before winter because they're saying they're going to be wiped off of the shelves. Okay, so now talking about how the public can turn on businesses. You know, it's not, they say, well, they're really just broke. It could be that, but it could be also that the public just, like, you know, $3.30 for a Coke. The public could just be saying to themselves, I don't think so. I think you're getting a little too greedy. So the thing that's hurting these restaurants like Starbucks is the rent. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, they advertise a $20 bucket, but that's not the bucket. That's like a 4 or 5 piece. The buckets are $42. Chicken only $29.99. Red Lobster, those are just closing down here. Popeyes chicken. What happened to our Popeyes chicken is another chicken place is there, you know, not a national brand. Pizza Huts, because there's no takeout and people want takeout. And Applebee's. Well, Applebee's was good because you could get like these big meals that were really 2 meals. But I think Applebee's and Red Lobster and some of these other ones are kind of like Pizza Hut. People don't really want to eat in. They want to. This was predicted to happen years ago, that people would even have people come into their homes and like chefs and make food. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about a couple things. Okay, this is about fruit. Okay, so 2 for 1 person. So if you pick mangoes and you have rice, you can make sticky rice. Where is my rice? Oh, here it is. And then you have sardines. So I started buying the better sardines when I could get them. Today I was trying to do 99-cent only shopping. I think tomorrow is Saturday morning. That's a really good sometimes. So you cook your rice down, and then you need, in your stockpile, you need coconut. 4 cups water, 1 cup coconut, and you cook that slowly. You like bring it up to almost a boil and you hold it there until the rice breaks practically all the way down, and then you blend it and blend it and blend it, and then you're going to have rice milk. So you put your rice milk on your, it's going to be sweet. If it's sweetened rice, you put that on your rice, and you serve it with mangoes and then sardines. And that's a good, like if something happened, God forbid, that's a good little meal. And then if you don't eat your oranges and lemons, you can just, and then one thing to store is corn flour. I'm not going for the really big bags. Now I want to mention these. Okay, so if like something happens, you can have a small sandwich, a lunch meat and cheese sandwich with a small fruit or a small vegetable. So if you have these, you can just have a spoonful on the side of your sandwich. And then if you have a Coke, this is really upsetting about the price of the soda pop, because one thing that can really calm the homeless down is soda pop. I'm not sure what's going to happen to these homeless people. Okay, so today when I mentioned to you guys, I bought this nice purse. It's got a little damage on the handle, so I can't sell it. But see what a nice purse it is. And I thought if I just had a strap, so if you exercise patience, I had a brand new strap in one of my purses that I donated, so now I have a nice purse. I can't sell it because there's a little damage. See that? I mean, I could, but it's a nice purse. I'll keep it for myself. So that I'm keeping for myself, and I'm happy because I purged the purse I didn't want. So now I mentioned to you guys, I'm selling books. I'm mentioning this so you guys don't go through what I went through. So the thing about the how-to books seem to sell. So this is a $20 book. It's like new, and I will try to sell it for $10. But I take bids for a little bit cheaper. And then if you guys see one of these, grab them. I have this listed for $25, and I have 3 watchers. Watchers do not make a buyer, but it is a good, at least people are seeing the cookbook. Books don't necessarily sell right away. Okay, so now I thought, why didn't I just do this from the beginning? So recently I bought watches, vintage watches, and these are cute. Look, and these are in really good shape. So this is an Advance. No, this is the Decade, and it's really cute. It's like a little flying saucer, really. So these watches are old, so I'm selling these. This is a Giovanni of Beverly Hills. Now this is the good watch. These can sell for a lot, but I am not about that. I buy them cheap and I sell them reasonable. Okay, this one watch is well worth $100. So I like to make sure my customers get a good deal. This is a really pretty watch. This is, what is this? A Gruen. See how it's like a little bracelet watch? This is a beautiful watch. So since I just bought these, I'm in no real big hurry to sell them. And then this is, now this is an Elgin watch with a little diamond accent. And all these watches are in really good shape. So this morning when I got up to donate, I got this watch. This is a really nice watch. This is, I don't know what this one is, but this is actually a really nice old watch. And it's got it's old. Okay, so the point is I was going to be generous with donating, at which time I increase my, sometimes I sell watches at the thrifts, at the swap meet. You know, my real rejects, and I also am going to be selling a lot of sunglasses this time when I go. So mainly I want to sell watches and books. I will sell the junk jewelry at the swap meet. Also, I wanted to mention I was watching a YouTube channel, and he said the best tea, we should get some because there's supposed to be a shortage, is the Walmart tea, the black Walmart tea. It's $2. And I thought that makes sense. Okay, if we're in some kind of money sucking phase with the soda and the fountain drinks, we want to stock up on tea. Or in my case, I'm buying the 2-liter bottles from either Walmart. I think the soda is a little bit better at Ralph's. And then doing the markdown shopping. Okay, so back to the markdown shopping. The idea with the markdown shopping is that you can buy everything you need marked down. So you go into the store. This is what I do. I go into the store, I go over to the produce, and I look around, but I walk around the edge, and that's where they have the marked down salads if I need salad. And then I go over where I buy the marked down vegetables and fruit, and then I go over to the lunch meat where I got the the little sandwiches, I mean the little snacks and the hot dogs, and I'm on the edge of the store and I check out the dairy. Sometimes I get eggs, maybe tomorrow. I don't really need eggs though. But I got a lot of buttermilk. I will be freezing that. And I go down and there's a big markdown bin in the back. I look at everything on there and then I check out the meat. And that's where I got the good $10 hamburgers for $5. So I can get everything I need for a meal, half price. And then if I have enough patience, I look at the cans, because a lot of times I get really good deals at Ralph's. The other one that's really good is Walmart. This one Walmart I go to, I showed you guys at times there just be random markdowns, you know, like crazy cheap markdowns, and I buy almost everything, not all of it to be a glutton, but then I go over and they have markdown. Oh, I want to mention something that could be hurting the restaurants. Okay, $44 for a chicken meal, or Popeye's chicken, is good, but you can buy the full-bodied chickens for $5. I think it's on Wednesday at Ralph's. And then at the one Walmart I go to, sometimes the chickens are $3.60. And then also I go to Smart and Final and I get all kinds of junk marked down there. And that's where I like to buy the big bags of food, like flour, sugar. But I want the food sealed, like in these kind of bags, sealed up and not too big so that stuff doesn't go wrong. So it's Smart and Final, 99 cents only. So if you have these discount stores, you can really save money in those too. That's where I got the 67-cent buttermilks. So, okay, you guys, I guess that will do it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.